Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Baldur's Gate 3 video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about another class, but before we get started, I just want to say that if you do enjoy this type of videos, do let me know by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. It helps the channel quite a lot, so let's grow it. Also, if you want to see something else on the channel, just let me know down in the comments, I read them. And we do have our own Discord, join it, you can see when the videos go live, when I stream, and all other wonderful stuff, which means I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around 4 p.m. Eastern. Now let's get into the video. So today's build class is not Ranger, not Rogue, but a Sorcerer, right? So Sorcerers are your natural spellcasters. They get their spellcasting through gift or bloodline. Right? They have cantrips, which do not cost a spell slot. They're not as strong as some of the spells, well, later spells, but they're still worth it when you don't have spell slots. So personally, I definitely like to go Firebolt. It can do quite a bit of damage. Ray of Frost. If the enemy is far away, you can just Ray of Frost them, reduce their movement speed by 3 meters, which is quite a lot. And Shocking Grasp, that's if they get up close and they have metal armor, so you can do a lot of damage. Well, you have higher advantage. But it's still pretty good for melee range. The last one, you can go Minor Illusion, so you can just cast that and be a little bit safe. Now for your spells, there's a bunch of good ones. I like to keep Chromatic Orb and Magic Missile. Another good one is Ray of Sickness and Thunder Wave, but we're gonna keep Chromatic Orb and Magic Missile. You have 3 subclasses. Wild Magic is whenever you use a spell slot, you get a random magical effect, which remember we'll go over all subclasses at the towards the end of the video. Then you have Draconic Bloodline, you have Draconic Ancestry, and depending which Draconic Ancestry you pick will give you more damage after level 6. You have Draconic Resilience, which means for every level of sorcery you get 1 extra HP. It's not amazing, but it's still a little bit more. Then you get Draconic Resilience, which means if you don't wear armor, your base armor class is 13, which is pretty good. Then Storm Sorcery is whenever you utilize a spell slot, level 1 or higher, you'll be able to use Fly as a bonus action, and you will not get opportunity attack. But we'll pick Draconic Bloodline because with this one, you get to pick a Draconic Ancestry. So after level 6, if you pick Brass, you will get more fire damage. Also, you can see you get a bit of scales. You can have different types, or you can get rid of it. Or if you want to have different, color scales, you can do. We're just gonna not utilize it. Also for your ability points, strength is not good. Well, not necessarily good. You don't use strength a lot, so I wouldn't pick it. But for your main stats, dexterity is not bad at 14. Just so you have a little bit more bonus from dexterity for your armor class, and you'll be able to get a higher initiative. Constitution is good at 14, just so you have more hit points. Personally, I probably will go something like 16 dexterity, 14 constitution. No need for intel because it's for wizard spellcasting, but you can have it. Wisdom is not bad, for wisdom saving throws. And then charisma at 17 because that's where a lot of your damage comes and also influences your trader prices. And if you pick Auntie Ethel Hare, if you don't kill her, you can get up to 18 charisma. With the ASI you can get to 20, and with one of the pieces of gear you get to up to 22 charisma, which is massive, right? Skip proficiencies, that's up to you, and then the name obviously is up to you, right? Now let's go and level up. Also, you do not want to wear armor, you want to wear robes and stuff that don't count as armor. For example, utilize my friend. Like, these gloves are clothing, Boots, I don't think boots can get armor. Robes, hats that are clothing, stuff like that will be massive for you. there's several of them. Also for your weapons, you want to utilize a staff, not a sword or anything, a staff. No need for a bow unless you want to use it as like a stat stack. The bow, I forget the one that you get Act 1, which gives you more, or gives you advantage against monstrosity types. But at level 2, get more health, an additional level 1 spell slot, 2 sorcery points, which we'll talk in a minute, and then you can create sorcery points. You expand a spell slot for sorcery points and create spell slot, is vice versa. You spend sorcery point for a spell slot. You get more spells and 2 passives. For spells, if you haven't picked Magic Missile or Chromatic Orb, pick those. But you can also pick Ray of Sickness, Thunder Wave, Featherfall is kind of situational, you know, Fog Cloud, a bit situational, but we'll pick Ray of Sickness for damage. Now for passives, you have 4 of them. And depends which one you pick, we'll do different things. You have Meta Magic, Careful Spell, Distant Spell, Extended Spell, and Twin Spell. The best ones would be like Twin Spell and Distant Spell. But Careful Spell, it means allies automatically succeed saving throws against spells that require them. Distance gives you 50%, increased range of spells by 50%. Melee spells get a range of 9 meters. Extended Spell doubles the duration of conditions, summons, and surfaces caused by spell. And Twin Spell, which means you can target an extra creature. Cost 1 sorcery point per spell slot used, and cantrips only cost 1 spell slot. Twin Spelled and Distant Spells are pretty good. Right, that's what we'll pick. And then you can replace the spells. At level 3, guess what happens? You get more health. An extra level 1 spell slot, level 2 spell slot, an extra sorcery points, new spell, and another passive. Right? For spell slot, huge ones are Scorching Ray. Right? Old Person is not bad, and Cloud of Daggers, but personally, I'll pick Scorching Ray. You hurl 3 rays of fire, each deal between 2 to 12 fire damage. Pretty good. For your passives, you still get your Careful, Extended, and another one. But you also get 2 more Meta Magic spells. Or I should say 3. You get Heightened, Quickened, and Subtle spells. Subtle means you can cast them while silent. Quickened, which means spells that cost an action, cost a bonus action, and then Heightened spell. Targets of the spell that require saving throws have disadvantage on their first saving throws. Personally, for the second ones, I'll pick Quicken spell, so you can utilize, so you can use that spell again. Say if you have Fireball, you use it. You can use your Quicken spell, costing 3 sorcery points, and then cast the Fireball again. Pretty huge. And then, as with the Tiefling, we don't talk about that. Right? That's for level 3. Now, for level 4, you get more health, you get an extra cantrip, an extra sorcery points, and extra level spell slot. Right? And you get a new feat. So for cantrips, you can utilize Mage Hand, it's a bit situational. Light is a bit situational, but Blade Word, at this point, you should be okay not to use it. Personally, I would take probably like Friends, you know. For your other spell, Misty Steps is good for repositioning. Talk about Whole Person is not bad, and Cloud of Daggers. Cloud of Daggers and Whole Person require concentration. Misty Step is a bonus action. I'll probably take Whole Person, because there are some fights where you want to pretty much take the enemy out to where they cannot move or do anything, and they take critical damage from melee hits. So we'll pick that. You can replace your spells, and then for your feat. So one of the things you can do is ASI, Ability Score Improvement. So if you have the Auntie Ethel here, you can get up to 20 Charisma. Alert is also not bad, so you can get 5 more Initiative. That's what I like to do, but Ability Score Improvement is also not bad. You can take Magic Initiative Warlock, where you can get Eldritch Blast is not bad, you know. Another good one is Spell Sniper, where you learn a cantrip and number you need to roll a critical hit is reduced by 1. You can stack it. So you can get up to, I think, like 18 or 17 or even lower. You're gonna need to get a crit. But for this one, we're gonna pick ASI or ability score improvement. No, with this 19 and with anti-ethel, as I stated, you can get up to 20. And then later in Act 3, you can get a piece of gear that gets you up to 22. Now at level 5, you get more health, level 3 spell slots, and extra sorcery point, and obviously new spells. For your level 3 spell slot, Fireball is huge. Another one that's huge is Lightning Bolt. Those two are massive. Lightning Bolt is a straight line, but be careful with that. That's why I like to pick Fireball. You know, because on saving throws they take half damage and same as Lightning Bolt. But we'll take Fireball. Right? You can replace your spell slots. Now, at level 6, it's a little bit different. Because, well, you get your subclass bonuses. So for like, some of them we're not going to talk, but you get your health, increase level, not the level 3 spell slot, an extra sorcery point, and a new spell. The elemental affinity damage and resistance is from Draconic Bloodline, which we'll talk later. Now, for your another level 3 spell slot, Lightning Bolt is huge, personally. But you can take any other one, you know. But Lightning Bolt just for extra damage if the enemy is weak to lightning, which some are, while they're resistant to fire. Right. Now at level 7, you get additional health, level 4 spell slot, which is pretty big, and an extra sorcery point, which puts you at 7 sorcery points. So you can use that quicken spell twice by level 6. Right. But this one's pretty good spell is Ice Storm. If the enemy is weak to ice or cold, you can use that. Another good one is Blight, especially if they're weak to necrotic. But I do like ice because with the ice and a lightning bolt, you can do some fun combinations if you use great water spells. We have somebody who can do that. So we'll pick Ice Storm for now. Then we'll accept. Now at level 8, same thing, an extra health, level 4 spell slot, an extra one, an extra sorcery points. So for this one, you can get like a Wall of Fire, which is pretty cool, to zone enemies out, Blight, or you know, any other spells like Greater Invisibility. But we'll pick Blight because I like to take damage ones. And you get an extra feat. You know, I would not recommend ASI if you already picked it because it gives you an extra up to 20. So if you want, you can go Alert because you want to go first, right? That's what we'll pick. Now, for level 9, guess what happens? You get an extra level 4 spell slot, level 5 spell slot, more health, and extra sorcery point. So for level 5, some cool ones is Cloud Kill. Pretty much creates a poison area, you know, and you can position it every turn, and it lasts for 10 turns. But it requires concentration. It is pretty cool to zone enemies out. Cone of Cold is not bad, but another huge one is Hold Monster. It is Hold Person, but for monsters. And it does same thing. So we'll pick Hold Monster. Level 10, you know, same as all other ones. Health, an extra level 5 spell slot, sorcery points, cantrip, and the new passive. So for cantrip, honestly for this one, it is up to you. You do get more damage with them, so you can see 336, 318, stuff like that. You know, we'll pick Poison Spray. Now for this one, you can go Insect Plague or Cloud Kill. I'll go Cloud Kill because you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. And for this passive, you can go with any, you know, if you want to utilize like Cloud Kill or stuff that zones enemies out, that is duration based, extended spell is pretty nice. Right. Now for level 11, you get more health, level 6 spell slot, which you only have limited amount, sorcery point, new spell, and depending which subclass you pick will determine this one, so you just ignore Fly for now. So for level 6 spell slot, you can get like Arcane Gate, Chain Lightning, which is huge. You can get Circle of Death, which is not bad, Disintegrate, which can be pretty awesome. you know. I buy greater ones and all the other ones. Personally, Sunbeam is not bad, you know. It's pretty much kind of like a cloud kill, but for sun, and it's a beam. You know, it's radiant damage 648, a beam, brilliant light sears and blinds all target in spell. Until the spell ends, you can cast it without expending a spell slot, and it lasts for 10 turns, but it does require concentration. Chain lightning is huge if the enemy is weak to it, because it will shock an enemy and 3 more bolts will lead to nearby targets from it. You know, electrifying as many as 3 other enemies as long as it's within 18 meters. So it can be pretty huge against enemies who take actual lightning damage or are wet. Circle of Death. That's not the greatest, but it's still not bad. Same with Disintegrate, you know. Disintegrate can be huge. Personally, I would take Chain Lightning. And then you can replace a spell. For level 12, unfortunately I don't have it, you get an extra sorcery points, getting you up to 12. Get an additional, feat, and you will know up an extra spell. Right? So for your feat, you can go with like Spell Sniper to reduce your critical roll that needed to get a critical hit. Right? That is it for the base source. Now let's talk about the 3 subclasses. The Wild Magic. No, Wild Magic is, well, you get your powers from Chaos, which means whenever you use a spell slot, you get a random Wild Magic effect. You know, there's a bunch of them. I'm not gonna go over each one, but they can be good, they can be bad. You can get like polymorphed. You know, you also get Tides of Chaos. While activate the Tides of Chaos to get advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. But it does increase the chance of the Wild Magic surge afterwards, and you can only recharge it on the short or long rest. You know, because Wild Magic is not guaranteed. Every time you use a spell slot, there is a chance. When you use a Tide of Chaos, it increases. Now at level 6, you can use Bend Luck, which spends 2 sorcery points as a free action to give you 1d4 bonus to you, or minus 1d4 penalty to all ability checks for 2 turns. We can spend 2 sorcery points as a reaction to do the same thing on attack roll or saving throw. And for level 11, you get Control of Chaos. When an enemy casts a spell, you can spend your reaction to cause a Wild Magic surge near the enemy spellcaster. Right? So Wild Magic is fun, you can get some fun reacts, but it's not the strongest. Now it's about Storm Sorcery. Well, Storm Sorcery is pretty fun. What it is whatever crackling with energy of ancient deluges or pierced by gales and hurricanes, you lineage a strange tapestry scroll by the Tempest. Oof, I apologize for that. But at level 1, whenever you cast a level 1 or higher spell, you can use Fly as a bonus action and you will not take attack of opportunity. You can fly up to 9 meters or 30 feet away. Level 6, you get Heart of the Storm. You deal extra damage to nearby enemies whenever you cast lightning or thunder spells. You know, for like lightning ones, whenever you cast a spell that deals lightning damage, you cause a small local storm to all enemies within 6 meters, 20 feet. You know, for thunder, same thing. So pretty cool if you are building something like Storm from X-Men. Pretty fun. Right? You also get Heart of the Storm resistances. You are resistant to lightning and thunder damage. You also get additional spells for your subclass like Thunder Wave, Create or Destroy Water, Gust of Wind, Steel Storm, Cold Lightning. I would definitely take Create or Destroy Water unless you are multi-classing into Cleric. Tempest Cleric, where you get Create or Destroy Water. Now at level 11, get Storm's Fury. Whenever you hit by a melee attack, you deal lightning damage to the attacker and potentially push them away. Right? Not bad. Pretty strong, but not the strongest. The strongest one is Draconic Bloodline, which means your veins carry the draconic magic result of a powerful dragon ancestry. At level 1, you get Draconic Resilience, which means you get your armor class to be 13 if you're not wearing any armor. You also get Draconic Resilience. You get 1 extra HP for every sorcerer level as long as you're not wearing armor. And then you get to pick your Draconic Ancestry. Depending on which you pick, you will get a different spell, as well as when you hit level 6, you'll be able to do more damage and take less damage. So for like red one, which is a fire one, you get Burning Hands. Bronze, which is light, you get like Fall Cloud. For copper, which is acid, you get Tasha Hideous Laughter. Personally, I'll go for like gold or red or brass, pretty much anything that is fire. Firebolt or Fireball. Level 6, you get Elemental Affinity Damage and Elemental Affinity Resistances. Whenever you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your Draconic Ancestry, you add your Charisma modifier to the damage. And for resistance, whenever you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your Draconic Ancestry, you can spend 1 sorcery points to gain resistance. So if you cast a Firebolt, whatever spell that utilizes spell slot and it is of your Draconic Ancestry, you can get resistance to that. Level 11, you get to fly. Level 11 is not the greatest, but being able to do more damage with Draconic Ancestry is pretty massive. But that is about it for the Sorcerer. Do let me know if you do enjoy the type of Sorcery. Let me know what subclass of Sorcery you like to play the most. But with all that said, don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.